I wasn't making any friends, but I realized I needed to do it. So, like, the first familiar face that I saw, I attacked, and it happened to be the Colonel's wife. And I was like, I've got to put this aside. I'm going in. I attacked this poor woman on the outside of the commissary. I know she was like, who are you? You're freaking me out. What is it? I'm like, Mary. Hi. Oh, my God. I'm so glad to see you here. How do I make friends? She's like, who are you again? And she said, have you joined any clubs? No. Have you gone to any classes? No. She kind of gave me a look and then she goes, sweetheart, all you need is bunco. That's the methamphetamine? Right? I didn't know what bunco was, but I was going to find out, okay? For you guys that don't know, it's like a dice game. The crazy military. Well, I'm sure there's a club here, and it gets out of control.
It's evolved. It's Bronco now.
A Bronco. I went home, and our base housing was across the street from the centralized mailbox, and I sat there and I stopped. I was so pathetic. I'm like, and I waited for anybody that resembled, like, close to my age group, and I saw this girl named Autumn, and she went up to the mailbox, and I, like, attacked. Next thing she knows, she'll step on there, like, hi, Autumn, how's it going? Where's Bunko? She actually had a game that next week, and she invited me, and I went. And I ended up taking over the group and totally sabotaging it, and became totally out of control, and we were buck wild and drug out people. But anyways, it's another story. And the thing is, I ended up making some friends. You know what I'm saying? It was because I put myself out there. People always ask me, well, how do I make friends? You know, there are so many clubs to join. There are so many things to do, and the two pieces of advice that I would give, if you don't find a club that meets what you want, start your own club, right? Right. Whatever you want. Red hat, pink hat, ladies that like to drink gin on Thursdays and read crime novels. I don't know. Whatever it's going to be. If that's what you want. And that way you can control and guide it. But another thing is, you guys know this. You're going to have a lot of different friends, and it's not just in the military. You're going to have that girlfriend that you do everything with. You're going to have that other girlfriend that you tell anything to, right? You're going to have that other girlfriend that you call at like 3 in the morning. Like, maybe you don't see her all the time and tell her everything, but you know, I call her at 3 in the morning, she's there to help me. And then you've got that new level of friendship where your husband deploys and you two end up as each other's new spouses. Am I right? Things get crazy? The best advice I know, it gets wild. It's catty. The best advice that I want to give you about that is that you didn't take vows with this person, so cut them some slack. And I think that that's something that I see a lot with friendships in the military. We don't. Love is patient. Love is kind. Love is not easily offended. We forget that. People have bad days. So cut them some slack. You know what I'm saying? There's no need for these confrontations. She's a bitch, and she did this and that, and I want to tell her. Don't tell her, leave her alone. She had a bad day. Okay? I can tell you that it's a blessing to me now, as married to a veteran, to have best friends all over the world. But I miss that about the military. Having those close, different type of friendships right there at your fingertips next door. My grandmother's best friend was a lady named Grace. And they met when they were stationed in Germany. And these two women went through everything together. And I remember being a little girl, and Grace would come visit my grandma and bring her little poodle named Buttons. And I remember growing up with Grace and her husband, and these were my grandparents' old military friends. And Grace and my grandmother went through war together. They went through PCSs together. They went through living all over the world together. Their children growing up, getting married, grandchildren, cancers, and even the death of both of their spouses. My grandmother just lost Grace last week. best friend for over 50 years. And I didn't hear from my grandma this catty crap that I hear from other military wives. I heard about adventure and love. So ask yourself this: who do you want to change your diapers in 50 years? Sorry, I got serious.